What's your name?
Jessica. I am 36 years old.
Hey, I'm Rebecca, and
My name's Morgan. I'm 24 years old.
My name's Tyler.
Joshua Butler, 44 years old.
My name is Melissa Gosani. I am a group facilitator at Synergy.
So my first question is, since we're talking about addiction, there's this moment in addiction where you notice, oh, I need to stop. So that's the first time kind of where you notice you have a problem. And when did that happen for you?
I think it probably happened my first time being incarcerated.
So what's your favorite drug?
So I started off with marijuana, and then I transitioned to cocaine, and then it went to meth, and I got stuck on meth for a long time.
How did you rationalize taking meth?
Well, I obviously was around other people who did it, so in my eyes, it wasn't abnormal around those people. But once I got around my family and my old friends and stuff, I did feel ashamed. Eventually didn't want to be around them anymore, didn't want them to see me like that. So I definitely was like a closet user. I tried to keep it on the low, tried not to let that out, and eventually it did.
How did you get into Synergy?
I was a house manager previous to this at a different sober living. Things just wasn't right there. It wasn't fitting our needs anymore. It wasn't serving us no more. We outgrew it. They had a lot of dishonest things going on. And so we reached out to the detox I went to, and their admissions coordinator, he got us into here. And it's been very successful so far.
So what kind of program do they run here?
Very transitional. They want you to succeed. They want to push you and help you get a job. They want to push you and help you get a place. The fellowship here is really good. The IOP, we do classes. We discuss relapse prevention. We discuss coping skills. All the tools that we're going to need to stand on our own. He gets us transportation to meetings, to our IOP, to our classes. The staff members here have helped us find jobs, help put applications in, teach you how to do resumes. And they do supply food. They supply everything you need at the house.
So when you look back in your using history, so when in your life become a problem?
So, very hard for me to say, but at 11, my mom handed me a meth pipe. Yes. And she still uses today. We all got sober for a while. She did too. And she was a wonderful grandma and mom. And then she went right back to it, which got me back on it. So, at 15, I knew I didn't want to live that life no more. I ended up getting a job at 15. I moved out. I was living in a car for a little bit. And then I saved up money for a month, got my own apartment at 15, had my own job. I'm a mom of two. Had my son when I was 17, a month before I turned 18. He's now going to be 19 at the end of this month. He's doing wonderful. He lives in Florida and is fixing to work at SpaceX.
So when you said you didn't want to live like this anymore when you were 15, how did your life look like before you made that decision?
So what happened was my mom got busted. So, we were living in a house for like 10 years and we lost the home. She moved us into a duplex, me and my brother. My brother was 2 years older than me and he was shooting up at the time. And watching him shoot up, we didn't have food, we didn't have water, we didn't have electricity where we were at. My mom was actually living with her boyfriend, so she kind of just let us fend for ourselves. And I couldn't do it no more. Something was like, you gotta change your life, And I tried to take my brother with me, but he wouldn't go. So it was just too hard. I was tired of being hungry. That was one thing. I've struggled with that my whole life. We would have no food in the fridge when I was like 6 years old. So something, I don't know, I couldn't do it no more.
How does the Synergy help you in this whole process?
Synergy has been good for me. Everybody here has been very supportive, and we're all becoming a really good family. You have to have support and people to talk to in your recovery. If you don't have that, you won't stay recovered. I've learned that very much so. A lot of people like to stay in their rooms, not talk to other people, and that's the first sign of a relapse. Synergy has been really good. So far, I love it.
How do you see the next months ahead of you?
The next months ahead of me, I see only good things. I've already got a job. I'm now with somebody a man that I know is going to support me in anything I do and help me. I've never had that or been treated like a human by a man. So I see only good things for me in my future. And I would love to help other people get to recovery as well, because it's really amazing to be not on drugs no more. I mean, I love it.
What brought you into the program? I mean, what kind of
So,
problem got you into the?
first and foremost, I'm an alcoholic. I've done lots of other drugs. I've had issues with some of the main ones, meth, opiates, especially, including PCP, tried a little bit of everything. First and foremost, I'm an alcoholic. And it's not just that, it's behavior problems, it's negative thinking and cognitive, things that goes hand in hand with it, and just things weren't working right. Been in and out of recovery for the last 7 years. This is my third time, which is okay. I'm okay with that. This time I feel like I have really picked up some things that's going to help me, like staying connected. Staying connected is a huge thing. I know now that if I do not stay connected, I'm not going to stay sober. I have a motto right now that's sober or die. Literally, it's sober or die. I can't think that I can smoke weed. I can't think that I can have a social drink with someone a couple months down the road, That's not how it works.
What were the consequences of your drinking and drug use?
I have been in 2 wrecks. I didn't get my license even until I was 40 years old. I have been to prison. I did probably 2 years in county altogether. I have lost many relationships and many friends. I didn't get to see my dad for 14 years, and now he's passed away. I don't have my daughter, so a lot of consequences.
So how did you end up at Synergy?
So I've had several friends that came out here for recovery, Facebook and stuff like that, see how well they're doing, and I just reached out to them and said, hey, what's going on out there? It seems like it's really great. And so I got connected with someone, came out here. I went to Connected Recovery for rehab for 30 days. And then the program director recommended Synergy. And I definitely trust his word. He's been doing it for quite some time and definitely knows what he's talking about. I like it. They are definitely trying to do some good things here.
So what kind of services are you receiving here?
I have medication services. I see a doctor. Of course, go to meetings, AA. We have group here during the day for several days a week, cognitive behavior therapy, things like that. I, in fact, have a meeting today with my case manager and counselor tomorrow.
Okay, how do you see yourself in the future?
Successful, content, happy. I'm an artist, so I see myself, flourishing with that way. Being in recovery has really brought that out. I've always done it, but it's really brought it out now. I see myself doing great things. I see myself in service. I want to help other people like me.
When did you notice that you had a problem?
I noticed I had a problem when I was 14, 15 years old. I started getting real curious about drugs. The kind of people that were doing drugs, they were interesting to me. I didn't really feel like I got accepted with a whole lot of people, except, they took me in. So it kind of just started from there, a need to feel accepted and like I belonged somewhere. And that was the world that took me in, showed me love. So I would skip school, go smoke weed, smoke cigarettes, thought, whatever I could do to be defiant or rebel made me, I guess, feel like I was doing something cool, or I don't know. It was that typical story.
I can identify with that.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I started there. I think I did meth for the first time when I was 15 years old. I experimented with everything, and I just took off from there.
But what really took you down? What do you think?
Just making it a repetitive, I just, every day I thought that I needed to do something to make me, to escape how I was feeling, I guess. So I didn't feel cool or like I fit in with anybody. So I had to do something to make me feel like I was, I don't know. I really, it's hard to explain the situation. When I started taking pills when I was young, I was 16 years old. I started taking opiates, and that became a habit really quick. And I stayed steady with those until I was like 27 years old. So 11 years of opiate addiction.
When did you actually did something about it?
I've been in and out of rehabs for a long time. It's either state-ran facilities or jail. And you don't get any kind of, recovery. You don't get any therapy. There's no groups. There's nothing. There's no recovery there. I was homeless living in a back of a truck in 112-degree weather, and it was time. So we got on a plane and came out here. And
Did you go straight to Synergy? Is that your first?
no, we went to another program first. We went to a detox, and after that detox, we went to a sober living, and we needed a place to go quick. Synergy took us in. We made one phone call to them, and they had us here the next day.
Okay, what kind of help do they provide to you?
Housing, very nice house. They provide food, inpatient or in outpatient rehab, like they do groups. We do group therapy, see a doctor, everything that you need.
For how long have you been with them now?
I've been here for almost 3 months, 2.5 months.
Mm-hmm.
We couldn't have asked for anything better than we got right now.
That's beautiful. When is the first time you noticed that you have a problem?
To be honest with you, I didn't think I had a problem, period. You know what I mean? In my addictive mind, I thought I had control. You know what I mean? I thought I had all the power in the world to control everything. You know what I mean? Pretty much. And I didn't realize I had a problem until I was 43 years old when I finally realized that, you know what I mean? I actually got a problem. I don't have power over this. You know what I mean? It's time to change, you know what I mean? And 10/28/2023 is the day I got clean, you know what I mean? And that is the day that will never leave me, you know what I mean? I got transplanted, so I have a purpose to live not only for me, but for the family that had to sacrifice a loved one for me to keep living, you know what I mean? So I got to do them justice.
So do you have family, wife, kids?
I have 3 boys. They're all pretty much grown. I got a 17-year-old is my youngest. They're very supportive in my recovery. I just talked to them last night. They're excited to see me because I'm fixing to fly back home. And I work for a detox now. I'm a tech and admissions coordinator for a detox program. And while I'm back home, I'm going to be doing outreach and networking. Give back to people that don't know how to get to places like this that could actually save their lives and get the tools that they need to stay sober. That is a passion of mine. I believe God saved me for a reason, and I believe this is what He wants me to do.
That's beautiful. So which role played Synergy in your life now?
Yeah, I graduated from residential to PHP, IOP, and I was just searching for the right fit. Synergy is a big part. Synergy, you got pretty much is the energy, you know what I mean, of my sobriety, you know what I'm saying? It reintegrates us into the world again, we're free of our addiction, the freedom of this program has really helped in my recovery and my sobriety. It's opened the doors to a lot of things for me now. I never thought 6 months ago I would have been in the situation that I'm in now. God has blessed me, and as long as you're doing the right thing, God will continue to bless you.
First of all, what kind of therapies do you provide here?
They have case management once a week as well as a private therapist that they see once a week. And then we have group sessions that go for 5 hours or 6 hours a day, depending on if you're in PHP or IOP. And the groups they range from anger management, relapse prevention, goal setting, ways to achieve goals, tools for self-soothing and healthy communication skills, obviously 12-step stuff, but it's not a 12-step based program only. So we like to incorporate a little bit of everything, for people who don't particularly care for AA or NA, but we try to work on positivity, manifesting, positive energy, forgiveness, gratitude, a wide range of stuff. Just life skills, basically.
So in a nutshell, how would you describe the general attitude towards your patients?
It's great. I mean, I love this work. It's saving lives. It's very important work, especially with the fentanyl epidemic being as it is. And the clients are great. It's amazing to see the lights come on and them start to appreciate life and repair relationships with their families. And gain self-esteem and self-confidence and go out and become productive members of society.
So what can you expect when you come to Synergy?
Embraced by a family, basically, of facilitators and peers that are like-minded people. And, I believe in compassion, not control. It's not a punitive program. We just like to encourage each other. You know, it's just a group of people like building each other up and giving them tools to succeed in life. Energy empowers their clients to repair their relationships, to gain self-esteem, to become productive members of society, obviously to battle their addictions and overcome their compulsive behaviors and be comfortable and content in their lives.